tape. Another gorgeous day here in Central Florida. Today I'm coming to you live on tape from Disney's Hollywood Studios, where today I'm going to give you my 5 reasons why I'm doing the mental math. I think that Hollywood Studios has become my favorite park. I'll give you my top 5 reasons that Hollywood Studios is my favorite park. We'll take a little stroll around. We'll get into this. Thanks for joining me. Glad you did. Let's get to it. Now, being a pass holder and living in as close proximity to the parks as I do, I am spoiled rotten when it comes to park visits. I can literally choose any park any day of the week that I'm off to spend an hour, a couple hours, maybe all day. So I have the freedom of choice, and I've, over the past 3+ years or so, I've probably been at least well over 100 times to the different parks. So I do not take these rankings lightly, and it's a list that's never permanent because it'll depend on the time of year, what events going on. You know, I love food and wine, but I'm looking at total package. If I had one day, where would I spend my time? And more I'm thinking Hollywood Studios. You know, and this used to be to me a half-day park, but now there's so much, they've built so much into this park. I think it's my favorite. And we're gonna start with number 5 on the list. This little spot up here, the Tune In Lounge. Love this place. I did a review of this lounge a couple weeks ago. I'll leave you to look it up. I'm too lazy to link stuff in the comments. But this lounge, I don't know, for whatever reason, I never popped in here. And the day I did, I just had an amazing time. The bartenders are great. Bartenders have been there for like 20+ years. It seemed like there's a lot of locals that hang out in there. And I just enjoyed it. I like the vibe. And of all the other lounges outside of maybe Nomad, it's probably my favorite lounge. So Tune In Lounge, number 5 reason. Every theme park has to have a great respite from the heat, and the AC's always cranking in here, and the drinks are good. They have a good bourbon selection, so you know I'm down for that. I'm gonna pop in and have one before we get to number 4. And I'm gonna kind of put 4 and 3 together, but Toy Story Land is, to me, one of the most creative and immersive new lands we've gotten in quite some time. Just a spoiler alert, 4 is Toy Story Land, 3 is Galaxy's Edge. But these two, we just happen to be lucky when Toy Story Land opened and when Galaxy's Edge opened, because we just happened to have trips that coincided with the openings of those lands. And just the details as I'm walking over Andy's sneaker in the pavement here, the theming is ridiculous. And this place at nighttime with these Christmas lights just comes to life. I mean, it just has like this, especially during the holiday season, it's just super festive back here. It's also got, I would argue, dollar for dollar, the best quick service in just about any park. Cannot believe, Woody Lunchbox? I'm gonna get roasted, but for some reason it slipped my mind what it's called. I know there's Woody's Roundup Barbecue. I want to say it's Woody's Lunchbox. Anyway, They have the most delicious item at quick service that I've found in all of Disney World, which is their brisket grilled cheese sandwich, and it is unbelievable. And yeah, Woody's Lunchbox. And as you see, the only downside of this place is they have super limited seating. It's like really difficult to get a seat in there, and it's always like intense in there because it's so busy, like awfully busy all the time because it's so good. Now, most of these new lands will open up with 2 attractions. One, traditionally, I don't know why Disney's always like puts out a banger and then a not so good one. The headline star here is Slinky Dog Coaster, and the kind of lame one to me is the alien swirling saucers. That should be louder. It's kind of similar to it's kind of like it started with Pandora. You had Navi River Journey and Flight of Passage, and I remember I wasn't really into the Disney YouTube scene back then, and so I didn't do any research. And like when our Fast Pass availability came out, you had to choose between River Journey or Flight of Passage, and not knowing anything about any of them, I just happily selected Flight of Passage. And boy, am I glad I did, because that opening week it was 200-minute plus waits for Flight of Passage and just about that long for River Journey, which if you waited that long for Navi River Journey, you'd probably be disappointed. And it's carried over to where we're heading into now, which is Galaxy's Edge, where you have 2 attractions. You have Rise of Resistance and you have Smuggler's Run. The Smuggler Run's not terrible. It's not as bad as Alien Swirling Saucers or Navi River Journey. But Rise of the Resistance was so groundbreaking and so unlike anything that Disney's ever done. It became an instant hit. And it's still to this day, like right now, it's probably at least an hour to get on that attraction. But this, again, number 3 reason I love Hollywood Studios, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and it gets drug a lot because people don't like the theming, or they wish it was all, I don't know what they were expecting. To me, it's perfectly done. When you're in this land, there's not one moment where you can see anything not related to this universe. It's completely immersive, so kudos to the Imagineers for that. And then watching the story of how they designed this area, it's just amazing to me, the detail. And plus, when you have full-size spaceships in your land, there's like 4 of them. It's amazing. I mean, where else in a theme park can you literally walk around the corner and see a full-size replica of the Millennium Falcon? Team members are great back in here, the cast members, and everything. I mean, just the interact. I mean, they always have different, like right now, they have just different stuff going on.
We don't ask questions. That's not how this works. Negative.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So stuff like that really makes this land. They do this all the time too. I was actually here the first day The Mandalorian came out, and you would have thought it was the Rolling Stones. It was crazy. We have been back here for May the 4th. To me, a little bit overrated. It's not that great. I mean, unless you're a lightsaber nerd. I say that in a good way. Like if you're into lightsabers, it was really cool seeing like 10,000 lightsabers. But overall experience with this land is top notch. I will take marks off for Oga's Cantina. It's just way too expensive and stressful, and I don't like that lounge at all. In fact, if I'd never set foot in there again, I wouldn't be disappointed.
There's something on Play Disney that makes this.
But just the detail, the theming, everything about it. Love this. Love this. Number 4, Toy Story Land. Number 3, Star Wars Land. Excuse me, Galaxy's Edge. What a noob. Number 2, Hollywood Studios, Tower of Terror. Now, if you know anything about me at all, or if you watch the channel at all, you'll know this was the last attraction to complete the 100%. I've ridden everything at least once because I'm terrified of all of this. However, it's not number 2 because I love the attraction. It's number 2 because it has the best queue in all of Disney World. The detail inside this rundown haunted hotel is exactly what you think it would be. It's gorgeous. The story is tremendous. I love the Twilight Zone. The gift shop's very good as well. We'll head in there in a second. But if you think about Disney attractions, it's, for the most part, they aren't the biggest, the tallest, the fastest, the scariest. It's all about storytelling and the theming, and I think no better attraction does it quite like this place. And another reason I totally love this place is because on Jollywood Nights, the area that I'm at now, which is at the exit of the attraction, they have a live band here, and it's awesome. And they play the golden era of Hollywood music, and it's holiday music, and it's so much fun to come down in here for Jollywood Nights. But number 2, Hollywood Tower of Terror. Every theme park needs a signature attraction. This is that for Hollywood Studios. It is a crazy good ride. I've only ridden it admittedly twice, and one time I really liked it, and the other time I was kind of like, yeah, I don't like this at all. I don't know why. It's just mental state, I guess, heading in. But number 2, Hollywood Tower of Terror. Formerly, I guess, Twilight Tower. You don't really hear it being called Twilight Zone Tower of Terror much anymore, but at any rate, love this attraction, love the theming, and the queue is the best queue in all of Disney World parks. And reason number 1 here at Hollywood Studios, the first ever nighttime show at Disney that I saw, and it blew me away, and it continues to blow me away even to this day. When COVID hit, they took Fantasmic away, and it was terrible. They don't really do, they used to do a Star Wars fireworks show here at night. They took that away, and now on certain nights, especially during busy seasons, they'll do 2 Fantasmic shows at night. I always prefer the later show because it's less crowded. I've done the Fantasmic dining package many times where you go eat dinner and then you get special seating for the show, which is generally the first 3 or 4 rows of the amphitheater. It is a spectacle. If you've never seen it, make sure you carve out the time to see Fantasmic. In fact, the first YouTube video I ever made in my life was from Fantasmic from, I don't know, 10 years ago. If you go back all through the entire history of my videos, not the Disney Uncensored channel, but my actual personal channel, you can find it. And it's like 13 seconds long. It's shot with like a really old cell phone. It's terrible quality, but it was from Fantasmic. I love the show. Now, the firework, people will argue Fireworks Magic Kingdom, obviously that's iconic. And I've been to all the Magic Kingdom fireworks shows, but this show takes you through a look back at Disney history. The show itself has an actual story you can follow. The effects are amazing. There's water, fire, lasers, projections. The cast is huge. There's got to be 100 people that work on that show. And at the end, you have like a mini parade down the water with all the characters, all the princesses. It's just over the top Disney at its best. And it is, if you gave me the option of going to 4th of July fireworks at Epcot, which are great, they're outstanding. But after you've seen New Year's Eve and 4th of July, like super big fireworks shows from Disney, they're great. But I will put Fantasmic up against any show in any theme park that I've been to. I heard World of Color is great at Disneyland. I can't speak to that. I've not been. However, I've been to Fantasmic probably 25 or 30 times, and each and every time I get chills watching it because it's so, I mean, it's Fantasmic. What else can you say? But yeah, number one reason I love Hollywood Studios, Fantasmic. Funny story, actually came, and Michelle and I will do this, we'll come and just watch Fantasmic. Won't ride an attraction, won't get any, like eat or drink anything, just come to the show and leave right after the show. And it never disappoints. Fantastic. All right, I think that's gonna do it. Thanks for joining me. Glad you did. If you liked what you saw today, make sure you hit like and subscribe. And I'm interested to hear your rankings of Disney World theme parks. And if you hated what you saw, blame the fact that you don't agree that Hollywood Studios right now is the best theme park in all of Walt Disney World. Again, thanks for joining me. Glad you did. Keep the parks clean.